What's up, everybody? It's like stuff all over my sweater. Hey, Del. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I always send it to everybody because everybody forgets at 8 o'clock on a Thursday that I'm going live. So I'm gonna keep sending it out to everybody. I see we here, right? Del, don't hype me because you hype me all the time. Del, you hype me all the time. All the time. Like if any and everybody, it's always Del. Del will always hype me up. Mr. Del Vaughn. Curtis, just send me a message so then I can add you. And I can send you the request. Cause he right on time. Right on time, on time, on time. Even my little brother is here. No, I love you, Delvon. I love you. Hey, Ma. Curtis, send me a request. Because I can't just request you like that. Let me see if I can. Let me see. There we go. Oh, we on time, one time.
You ain't have no faith in me. You see that? You see that?
I always give a little threat. Only because
Yeah,
I know you. Only because I know you. I just gave you the don't be late in all caps. Like, don't come in here late. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. So I want to introduce Curtis Lancaster from, what is it? What is your company called? Give everybody the information about your company.
So I'm with the Lancaster Realty Group back there.
Ooh. Little shameless plug. Let me see it again. Let me see it again.
You know.
Ooh.
So yeah, Curtis Lancaster Realty Group. That's me.
So where are you from originally?
Are we jumping right in? Hold
yeah,
on.
We're gonna jump right into it.
Another shameless plug. This is what I'm sitting on tonight.
So if anybody don't know, because see, first of all, this is cousin Curtis. This is if anybody knows, the first interview I ever did was with Trix, and this is Trix's cousin. And so he just promoted Kevin's wine that he just launched last Wednesday.
In your house, you are wrong. You need to go ahead and get on the subscription list.
I'm already subscribed. Already subscribed. Unfortunately, I wasn't invited to the launch, so I didn't get a chance to get my bottle like everybody else got their bottle. You know what I'm saying? Then you're drinking it. You're gonna drink it while we on here.
My bad. Sorry.
No, I don't care if you drink it. I'm just saying you still plugging it. You're still plugging it. So yes, everybody knows you as cousin Curtis, but you got a whole lot of other things going on besides that. Like I met Curtis at school, and you know, Trix was like, "This is my cousin," and you was definitely an honorary bear. Like you could definitely rep Morgan State because you was there the whole time we was there. The only thing you didn't do was enroll in the classes like us. Fact. So where are you originally from?
I am originally from Brooklyn, New York, Brownsville, Canarsie, the Ville, the Floss, all parts Brooklyn, but originally from Brooklyn, yeah.
And where are you at right now?
I am in Atlanta, Georgia, more specifically Powder Springs.
I don't know anything about Atlanta, so that must be the good part because I seen your house on Christmas.
Hey,
I seen your house on Christmas. That's the nice part, isn't it?
Thank you. I had humble beginnings.
Okay. So tell us about your humble beginnings and what prompted the move to Atlanta.
So I was chasing a girl.
Is that your wife?
Yeah, who's actually my wife now.
Yes, I see she joined.
It worked out. Now, so I was transitioning from active duty Air Force into the Air National Guard. And at the time, I didn't know if I was going to stay in or get out. And they were trying to send me to North Dakota. And yeah, North Dakota. And North Dakota, freezing cold, North Dakota up there. Yeah. So I wasn't with it. And Latanya, at the time we were dating, we were doing a long distance thing. So that works out. She said, "Hey, why don't you come out to Atlanta?" And I jumped out there on faith, and it worked out.
And why did you join the Air Force? You was in the Air Force, right?
Yeah. So
What made you join the Air Force?
I'm actually still in the Air Force. So a lot of
I
people don't know that.
see.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. When I asked you recently, you was like, "Oh yeah, I can't make it because I have to go. I'm active." I'm like, "You've been in all my life.
Yeah.
Like you've been there my whole life." So
Yeah.
what made you join the Air Force?
So originally I joined. It was never the plan. Like I wasn't the greatest high school student. So like, uh, Kevin will tell you, Tricks will tell you that I used to be in like Franklin High School, his alma mater, all the time. So like I'm an alumni from Franklin too because I would never go to class. I would always skip class, not doing the right things, and I knew I wouldn't be the best college student. So I said, you know what? Let me check out this Air Force thing. And I always had like a affinity for like law enforcement, and I wanted to be like in the FBI. And in my research, I found out you got to be 26 at the
Oh.
time. You have a bachelor degree, and they prefer military. So I'm like, out of all those things, probably let me check out the military. Let me see what that has to offer. And it just
Mm-hmm.
so happened that the Air Force was the first door. So I kind of got lucky in
Mm.
didn't know the difference between the branches, but now that I do know, I mean,
Mm.
the Air Force is the best branch of service.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
You see tricks.
got right?
You graduated with him. Y'all can share the degree. Y'all
Yo,
can
for
share the
real,
degree.
for real.
Is y'all both
But
you both graduated from both?
yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's the real reason why I joined. I kind of bumped into it, and then I found that it paid for school. It had some other benefits that would benefit me in the future, like pay for college, it paid for travel, it paid for housing, like everything. Pretty much up to this point, kind of was the springboard to go after all these different things.
When they have those people that come to your school when you get ready to graduate out of high school, they come and they tell you all those different things that you can get if you join the service. And a lot of people don't believe that that actually happened, but you're one of the people that it actually happened to, because I don't think some people use the whatever branch they choose to join. You have to really work at it and use it at the right way, correct? Because
Yeah,
not everybody gets all those benefits that you're talking about.
you got to be like really persistent, I would say, because like I was 17 when I joined, so like it was free college, yes, but I worked real early in the morning until late in the evening, and then I had to have the wherewithal to say, all right, now I'm gonna go to school after work.
Okay.
um, at 17, I was like, oh, freedom,
Like the
paying
rest
for
of us.
everything. I got my own place, and then another cousin of mine, where I first got stationed, was out there in Hampton, so that's where I was stationed. So I'm between Hampton and Morgan. Like that's where I was.
Oh, you was
You
having
saw
big
me.
fun, Curtis. You was having big fun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So when did you first realize you wanted to pursue a career in real estate?
Um, I would say once I moved down here, Latanya was already licensed. At the time, Latanya is my wife. She's in
Hmm.
here somewhere, Mrs. Realtor.
I see her.
Thank God for
Y'all
sending.
supposed to adopt me. Y'all was supposed
Yo,
to
you
adopt
coming?
me.
You
Y'all was
coming?
supposed to adopt me. Then y'all had another baby. Then I had a baby. It's just too many
Yeah.
of us right now.
We got enough room though. We still got more rooms in here.
Oh, look at see another plug. Okay, you
We
got
got
more
enough
rooms
room
in
in
there.
here.
So your wife, she was licensed in real estate.
Licensed already, and she had went in to do. So you have to do continuing education courses to keep your license active.
Hmm.
So she went into one of those courses and found out that they had like a vet to rep program that they were offering at the time. And what it was is it was for military veterans. They were targeting us specifically to become realtors because of all the skills that we have. And then more specifically, I was a recruiter at the time too. So I had all these different sales skills, time management.
Mm.
So all of the structure of a sales business, I had those things already ingrained in me. So they pretty much paid for all of my schooling, my licensing, got me started in the business for a whole year. Um,
Mm.
so that was an amazing way to jump in. As soon as she told me about it, I think she told me like beginning of March, and the classes start mid March, and I was like, I'm in. Like I'm not waiting. I don't know how long this program gonna last. Like I need to jump in. So
And how long have you been doing this now?
it's 8 years now.
Wow. And what
Yeah.
was some of the rookie mistakes you had made when you first started out?
Yo. All right. So first and foremost, everybody think it's like HGTV and it's you just take people out to see these beautiful homes and all that. And that's what I thought too, first jumping in. I had a little bit of a head start with Latanya already being licensed.
Right.
But the biggest mistake I would say I used to make was like, I would be so excited to have like a client. I would run to go show them every single house they pull up on Zillow and they're interested in, and never take the time to go check if they pre-approved to even buy any of these houses.
Oh.
So I would waste so much time running around all of Atlanta and find out they got pre-approved to buy the house that they got me looking at $200,000-$300,000 houses. They can't get a pre-approved for that.
Wow, they don't even have the money to get the house.
Right, but that's not their fault. They didn't know. I just was educated on like, oh, you need to go ahead and do that first before you jump in and have clients in your car. I say the second biggest thing is probably going all over the city, like trying to service every single person. It's just not much time in the day. And then the Atlanta traffic, I don't know if y'all know, is like similar to LA, New York. Like, it's insane. God.
So I don't know, does it take 30 minutes to get everywhere in Atlanta? Because that's how it is in Cali.
Yeah, if you're in the middle. But if you're on one side of town, the west side, you're trying to get to the east side, it take you about an hour and change to go from one end to the other. That's without traffic, driving fast. So it's huge. So you got Atlanta, and then you got the greater metro Atlanta is what they call it now. So they include all the suburb areas in there. But yeah, so that's the other thing. So learning now, I can refer out clients and take a referral fee, which would save me a lot more time. So that was another rookie mistake, just trying to take everything, get everything.
So what was it like your first year even doing real estate? Was it like some moments where you were just like, I don't even know why I even started doing this?
Yeah, I mean, the money didn't come rolling in right away. A lot of people would think like, and it's good that I didn't do it for that reason, because if it was, at first it was like crickets. And then it's just meeting people. Like I have that natural skill, like just to talk to people. And I met a photographer at a baby shower, and that was my specific first client that I was able to draw in. And she had a house that she was trying to sell, and it's one of the hardest transactions that you can do in real estate. It was a short sale. So
what does that mean? Because you're speaking Spanish right now. What's a short sale? What's a short sale?
It's a short sale. So it's kind of like a foreclosure. So the client was going through some financial distress, and basically she wasn't able to make her mortgage payments for several months. And the other thing that was happening with her was that her what she owed on the home, so she was upside down. What she owed on the home was way more than the home was worth.
So what do you do? Do you have to get somebody to come in and try to take over that loan for them? Because that's
so it's basically I had to negotiate with the bank to basically tell them, hey, the house is in disrepair. This is what the actual value of the home is, and they bring out an appraiser and they revalue the home, and then they'll say, okay, we'll accept. If you can't get a contract higher than this number, we'll accept what she owes on the property. But there's a lot of paperwork involved to stop the foreclosure and all these kinds of things. But it's one of the most difficult transactions you could do. That was my first one. So I learned a lot in doing
my God, you got thrown into the fire right there the first time you get it.
I'm kind of glad that was my first transaction for sure, because I learned so much from it.
And so what's your favorite part about the career so far? Well, you've been doing it for about 8 years, but what's your favorite part? I mean, except for closing. I know closing is probably like, whew, so happy I closed on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part of the whole entire experience is like finding somebody. Like I really enjoyed finding somebody exactly like what they envision in their mind. Like, hey, this is the home that I want. These are the details, kind of going through that whole process with them, learning what their style is, because everybody has a different style of home that they like, and just getting into their head, and then like, okay, cool. Now I know exactly what this person likes, and then I can find it for them, and then just seeing the joy in their face, like when you walk into that house and that's the one. Like
so how long is this process though? Like when somebody comes in, from the time that you meet them, because I mean, I know houses been selling in COVID like crazy.
Yeah, it's been off the chain.
Look at you, like it's been off the chain. Congratulations on your closing today too. Didn't you close today? Is it today that you closed?
It was a week ago, but
Did you celebrating today?
Yeah, here
Tell
we
I
go.
wanted to talk about that too. So like what is all that? Look, it's a mess. What is the process of that? Like how does that even work? Like somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I'm in the business to look for a house, somebody referred me to you." And then like how long is the process usually for that?
So the biggest leads that we receive are going to be referral leads. So people who know somebody who knows us. That's like the strongest type of lead.
Mhm.
So what we'll do is talk to them at first. We'll do a buyer consultation. So basically, I want to find out what's your time frame. What do you envision for yourself? Are you currently renting? Do you own a home already? Are you first time home buyer? So I kind of assess where the person is in the process. If they already made up in their mind, yes, I'm ready to buy. If that's the case, then I go and get them pre-approved. That process takes a few days. And then once we know they're buying or purchasing power, then we can start to build out their search. And then I kind of know innately like what areas will fall within that price point. And
Mhm.
then I'll match up, okay, this is the area that you're interested in with the type of home that you're looking for, if it's new construction, if it's resale. And then once we go through all of that, the criteria, then we start to go out and look. Right now, inventory is really low. So there's
Okay.
not that many homes out there on the market for people to purchase. There's a lot more buyers than there are sellers.
Okay.
So in this market, we're spending a lot more time with buyers to find homes. Um, Typically, a process can, from the time you put in a contract to the time it closes, is about 45 days.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So explain to me Lancaster Group. Is that your realty group?
Mhm.
And how many employees do you employ? Because I'm looking for a new job.
Yeah, so actually, we are going to start expanding. So Lancaster Realty Group, we fall underneath a brokerage.
Okay.
And so our brokerage, overall brokerage, is Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Metro Brokers, the long name.
Okay.
People are familiar with the Better Homes and Gardens brand. So that's
Okay.
what we fall under. And so Lancaster Realty Group is me, Latanya, an admin. And now, exclusive for you, next month, literally like in a week, I'm starting the broker license. So,
Yo, let me ask you something. Like, and this is not even on these cards, right quick, because I feel like you and Trix made a bet to see who could be a millionaire first. Because when I say you two do not sleep, you two do not sleep whatsoever. And I don't sleep either, but I'm not as active as you guys. You guys aren't sleeping, but you guys are actually working. I'm like up with the kids, like kind of like lounging around. I'm like going over thoughts. Maybe I'm daydreaming a little bit and I might catch, somebody's, something at 1 o'clock in the morning. But you guys are like physically working at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then you're back up at 6 o'clock. Then you're like going to work. Then you're like, you got the kids. And I'm like, okay, what type of deal did y'all make with each other that
yeah,
you guys are literally racing to be millionaires right now because y'all are doing things while other people are sleeping?
yo, she on to us.
Yes, I'm serious because I just feel it because that's just it's a healthy competition, but I just feel like you and this man are outworking everybody y'all know. Curtis, I would have never, not to say never, because of course we always saw each other out and about laughing and having a good time. But
Yeah,
to see like this whole 360,
yeah.
like
I
everybody's
was a
making
fool. Yeah, I
a
was running
crazy
around acting crazy.
360.
Yeah,
Like this is happening. You're like, yep, and we're expanding and we're doing this and we're doing this. So like, oh my God. Like, and are you guys gonna become like a branch? Like give
yeah,
us more details. Please give it as much detail as you can right now.
yeah.
Please.
So broker license takes about a month of school, and then I take the test right before my birthday. So the plan
Okay.
is like I want to be a broker by my birthday. And
Okay.
nothing really changes in becoming a broker except for the fact that now I can start my own company in regards to like I don't have to be underneath Better Homes and Gardens anymore. So when you're underneath the brokerage, when you take a commission, you can split it from 60% all the way up to 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning your take home of the split.
Okay.
When you become a broker, you do that to other agents, and you take. I could be in the house all day, and there's agents out there buying, representing buyers and sellers, and then I take a cut of the commission. So basically, the biggest takeaway from that is that I could sit at home and get paid without moving.
Okay.
That's kind of the goal is to get to that millionaire status is to Sit,
I'm telling you, they
sleep.
in a race. They in a secret race, and they ain't saying nothing to nobody. It has to be because y'all moving real fast. So is
Yeah.
the test really hard out there in Atlanta? Because I know in New York City it kicked my ass.
Yeah, now that test, it's not a test that you'll take and then you like, yeah, I had that. I'm gonna go ahead and say I passed that one. Mm-mm. I took the test. I studied. I went through the whole course, but when I took the test, I wasn't like, yeah, I had that. Boom, I passed. It was like, whoa, I passed. Oh, okay, I got the license. Cool. It's very
Mm-mm.
difficult.
New
The
York City
it's
is terrible.
not really like what you'll be actively doing in the field. So yeah, it's dry. It's laws. It's like how to keep you out of jail. It's not really
Right.
like it don't show you how to run a business. It don't show you how to get clients. None of that type of stuff. So people are not gonna take to it as much to pass the test. You know what I mean?
And so how you guys running, how you guys coping with like COVID and everything? Because Atlanta is open. Y'all never really close.
Yeah, they
So
got flag surfing in the club. All kinds of stuff. I'm
it's
like,
gonna all
man,
be all
COVID is
kinds of
gone in
houses for
Atlanta.
sale real soon because y'all won't go inside to save y'all lives. I mean, oh
Yeah.
my God. Did COVID affect anything at all?
Yo, you know what? It did shut down for like a few weeks, and I think the uncertainty of it. We had a couple listings during that time, and it slowed it down significantly. So, like, we listed right when COVID hit, thinking that it'll just ride out, and it just literally it was crickets. And we had clients. Normally, our strategy sometimes is to have a client purchase a new house so that they can move into that new house. We have an empty house to sell,
Mm-hmm.
and they got to end up paying two mortgages. It was like crazy. But
Mm.
blessing in disguise, when COVID hit and it reopened, it was like mass hysteria because the interest rates dropped down to like 2%. That's the lowest ever. So if anybody's in the market to purchase a home, now is the time. Like I've never.
Yeah. A lot of
Um,
people, I've known like two people that have bought a home. I mean, up here, of course, but people are like closing on their homes really, really fast right now because the interest rate are really low. So how was that though, working with your wife? Because your wife, like you guys are married and you guys are also business partners, correct? So what
yeah,
is that dynamic like?
it's funny, man. Like it's fun because we both salespeople, like by trade. So
Mm-hmm.
before real estate, we both had a lot of experience in sales. So it's like a battle of like convincing who and trying to, oh, I want to do this direction. No, I think we should do this. She kind of keeps me in check because like my ideas like kind of go off the wall and like cost a lot of money a lot of times. So she's like the one that's like, no, let's do that. She's the voice of reason a lot of times in the partnership.
Y'all hear Curtis saying he listened to his wife?
Yeah,
Anybody out here that Curtis
yo,
listened to his
happy wife,
wife?
happy life, yo. If y'all
Curtis
don't know
said he
that,
listened to his wife, and that's why he where he at right now because he listened to his wife and he paid attention and he listened and he did what he's supposed to do.
bro, happy wife, happy life, yo. If y'all don't know that, your peace of mind, you better make that lady happy.
So what is like your starting selling point for some of your homes? Like what's the start? Like what's the least you've sold the home and what's like the highest you ever sold?
I really kind of work with all clients in all price ranges. I've been up to the 800, 900 price point.
Where you at, Buckhead? Curtis, you out here living crazy. Not $800,000. What is people living at?
Yeah, people are buying houses, and there's like you think that's huge. A lot of times, me and Latanya will drive around. Like I don't know what these people do in Atlanta. Like in some areas, you
Hmm.
just a compound, like, and these people got all kinds of cars in front. It's like, what do you do for a living? They don't work for nobody. I'll tell you that much. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of money to be made out here, especially here in Atlanta. Like this, I love Atlanta for that because this is like a mecca. Like you see a lot of people like us that's doing really well, and it like pushes you to the next level. Like that's what I really like about Atlanta as well. It's a lot of black successful folks out here, and they're willing to help. They're willing to collaborate. It's not that crab in the barrel mentality going on.
Really?
You got a lot of fronters out here though too,
Yeah, I
but
don't know. I don't get that vibe from Atlanta. Like I've
nah,
only been to Atlanta a few times, but like I don't know. Like when people say let's move to Atlanta, Atlanta always remind me of the Virginia Beach move. Like a long time ago when everybody moved to Virginia Beach. So when
yeah,
I think of Atlanta, I think about a wave of everybody moving somewhere because this is the best place. It reminds me of when everybody moved to Harlem a long time ago, just because that's where all the black people are at. But I mean, I think everybody that's out there in Atlanta is doing really well. You guys are doing really well.
man.
So what's your overall success rate? And what is the experience that you want your clients to walk away after purchasing a home with you?
I mean, the biggest thing I want my clients to be is happy, obviously, with the product that we provided them. So, because it affects a lot of other things in the business. If somebody's happy, then they're going to talk about it. Then we're going to get more referrals. But not only that, they found a place for their family.
Mm-hmm.
Further to that, when life changes happens, marriages, kids, kids grow up, move out. That's a follow-up client that we're going to have in the future for the business. So I think, just walking away with a seamless experience, we are knowledgeable in the process. So we want the person to feel comfortable. You don't have to worry about asking questions. Like we are here to educate. Not only that, we are here to get you to the closing table. Like, so I think that's the biggest thing with us. Success rate has been very high, especially on the listing side.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, 98% of the houses that we've listed have sold at value or
That's
above.
a high success rate,
Yeah.
Curtis. You said 98%. That's high.
Yeah.
That's a real high rate.
Yeah. I mean, there's not going to be a house that we list and we're going to price it right. So like when I go in, I pretty much am doing the comps. I'm making sure that I'm pricing it accordingly so that I'm not overpricing it. And then we're sitting on the market. Cause a lot of agents will try to do that. They'll try to go in and present the client something unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
We take a different approach when we go in there. Like I'm coming in like, hey, this is what the price is. You have to list at this price or you're going to sit on the market for a long time. And we throw in a couple other strategies in there.
Mm-hmm.
Our marketing is heavy on the back end.
Okay.
So, those are some of the things that we incorporate. So that's what gives us that high success rate.
Oh, okay. So y'all come in there real honest, like
Yeah,
really, really
not
honest.
fool you or anything. Yeah.
And so how can somebody how can somebody like avoid like real estate scams? Because I know a lot of people get kind of scammed, you know what I mean? Everybody is not as honest. Like how could someone know if they're being scammed in a real estate like buying a home?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, if something sounds like too good to be true, it most likely is. A lot of times when people get scammed, they are not using representation. So a
What
lot
does
of
that
buyers,
mean?
will try to go do it themselves. So like instead of getting a realtor, and there's a difference between a real estate agent and a realtor.
Hmm. Break it down for us,
Realtor,
Curtis. We here to
yeah,
get school. Come on now. Come on. You're gonna have this come on, the Curtis
I'm
Lancaster
having a
School
class.
of
Here we go.
Realty. Yeah,
So real
we
estate
here to get
agents, they're
school.
licensed in the state that they're in to practice real estate.
Okay.
Realtors go through additional classes and they have a code of ethics that they have to follow. So that
Okay.
holds them to higher standards. So there's a difference. So a
Okay.
realtor, we both are realtors.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay. Y'all went and got the extra classes.
that's,
Okay.
you know.
And
Uh,
so if somebody is getting so you were saying like if someone is like doing like a real estate scam, then
yeah,
what is it?
so buyers will a lot of times try to like do it themselves. They think that they have to pay me, and that's the biggest misconception. So as a buyer client, my services are free of charge to you. So it doesn't make sense for you to not have representation by me, right? But a lot of
Mm.
people are not educated, like they don't know that part of it, that it's free. So like I'll ask people like, hey, you got a real estate agent? Are you out here by yourself, like looking at homes? How are you figuring things out? Like, oh
Right.
yeah, I got a real estate agent because they think I'm like a car salesman trying to like rope them into something.
Right.
I educate them like, hey, I don't charge anything. I just want to educate you and help you along with the process. On the other end, though, with the sellers, a lot of sellers try to sell themselves, which we call for sale by owners or
Okay.
FSBO for short. They get scammed a lot too because you got people who come along and they say they're this person, they have this much money, but they have no way to verify all that information. And before you know it, you don't have the
Mm.
right contracts. You done signed your house over to some scam artist, and now they got ownership of your house for free. So that was big in Atlanta too at one point. Like so, Atlanta was
Really?
one of the hot spots for real estate scams, mortgage fraud, that type of thing. So
Wow.
they're like they crack down in Atlanta. Like they're big on that. We have to take courses. It's huge out here.
And is
Um,
it like a really competitive market with real estate out
yeah.
there in
So
Atlanta?
there are a lot of realtors out there,
Okay.
and there's I would say a lot of times there's abundance of business for everybody out there. I kind of don't worry about that. I kind of, stay in my own lane, stay in my marketing, and stop, watching everybody else, because you'll find that 7 out of 10 realtors the first year in business, they're out of business, right?
Okay.
And then out of the three that's left, only one will survive the second year. So
Okay.
it's an abundance of them out there, but then they don't stand the test of time. And that's just numbers. That's not like shade or anything like that.
Right. You've
That's
been
how,
in Atlanta too long. I'm mad you said shade.
yeah, I'm losing my Brooklyn, as they say, right?
So, what's the best piece of business advice you heard, and do you follow it?
Yeah, I think the best piece of business advice that I received: don't listen to other people's like doubts. They basically gonna tell you, oh, you can't do something. Like if I share it with you, and I said, not you specifically, but
Right.
if I share with someone like, hey, I'm about to go get my broker's license, like, how you gonna do that? You got Air Force, you got your business that you run, you got a brand new kid, you got your wife, y'all are doing all these things. Like, how you gonna do that? I would say to like kind of, blank those voices out, because people will put their fears on you, like their insecurities.
Yeah.
Um, it's something that's insecure in them, like, oh, I can't do that, so how can they do it? That's the
Mm.
biggest piece of business advice I got, is like, don't ever listen to the naysayers, basically. You just do you, and whether you fail or you succeed, it's a lesson. If you fail, if you succeed, then great.
Right.
Keep doing what you're doing. I've failed a lot of times, like in endeavors, but that never stopped me, because I learned something along the way. So I would say that's
Mm.
advice for sure.
So, what's the best business advice that you can tell somebody that wanted to like whether it be start a business, any kind of business, or either start out in real estate? What
Yeah.
would you tell them?
I mean, I would say, the biggest thing is your circle, who's around you. Kind of lean in on those folks. And if your circle, you can't lean in on them, then you got to expand your circle out a bit and get out of your comfort zone, I would say. Because there are people out there that's getting to it. And if you can kind of learn from their mistakes, and before you jump out the window, I would say that's the biggest thing. Kind of know what you want to do first of all. Don't look at somebody and say, "Oh, they're making a lot of money. I'm gonna go run in that direction," because
Right.
a lot of times it's not gonna work out for you. So know what you want to do, what you're good at, what comes easy to you, I think, and then also lean in on those people in your circle, or expand your circle, network with people who are doing it and are successful.
And
Um,
what if you don't know what you want to do?
that's the first step. You
Yeah, that's
have to,
like,
like,
what if you like in between, you don't know what you want to do?
think about what comes easy to you. I think is the biggest thing. Like for me, what comes easy to me is like talking to people, building relationships, helping people is something that makes me feel good inside.
Hmm.
So all the things that I've been successful at have something to do with that. So
Okay.
socializing, and then it has to do with helping somebody on the back end, and a fulfillment. So like recruiting, I was helping people change their lives.
Mm.
In real estate, I'm helping people to find a home that's going to help them and their family, and
Okay.
build generational wealth. So it just all depends. Like you do great at this interview, and that's a skill that you have, and I think you can monetize on it. You're very comfortable with it.
You and tricks.
You know, I think
You and your cousin. Yo, I
yeah,
swear to
I
God.
always think in business, right?
They're like, how can you make $1 off of this?
Yeah, you
So
gotta,
generational wealth.
yeah,
What are you gonna tell your sons? And what are you building now? You building generational wealth for your sons and leaving a legacy behind.
yeah.
What would
Um,
be your legacy?
really, I really want to set them up where they are not just given everything. Um, it's hard. Me and my wife talk about that a lot, because it's hard. The way we grew up, I think, is what lends to like how we work, like why we work so hard, and why we like nonstop. Because we remember, like I remember living in an apartment, and living in,
Right.
what I'm saying, just worried about your safety and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I think trying to give them that same experience and that drive. I don't, I ain't grow up like this. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
that's
gonna
how
be
they,
hard though. That's
yeah,
gonna be hard to instill,
yeah,
what you have in you and them. They'll have a different type of life and a different type of outlook just based on, you know, all the work that you've done. You did all the hard work so they wouldn't have to work so hard. Now they have to just carry it out. And you got two sons to keep your name going,
Yeah. So
keep the
like
legacy strong.
building out a real estate portfolio is like the biggest thing, and teaching them how to run it. So like rentals, like that's my biggest thing. Our biggest thing right now is just picking up rentals, because eventually that excess or that capital that you receive every month will accumulate to the point where you don't have to move, and we made enough money for the month. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just based off of collecting rent is the overall goal, and then we'll pass that down to them, and then teach them all these skills, like how to make money without having to go to work. You know what I mean?
And what are you gonna do when they say we don't want to do this?
Hey, I mean, you're going to do something, but you're going to get
What are you
up.
gonna do? I say that all the time. I say we live our lives and we, you know, we want our children to, you know, look at the things that we're doing and just basically say, okay, I'm gonna take this over. I'm gonna take over the company business. I've had this conversation with Levi all the time. I said, Levi, I don't know where me and you got disconnected, but I need you to go get on we on the dream team. I need you to get on board, Levi. Levi's just like, yeah, no, I'm not really feeling all of this anymore, Ma. I'm not really feeling this. So, do you offer any type of mentorship programs or anything?
So that's coming. And what I want to do is I'm going to do it on a social media platform where I give away all that information. Because like even what I just shared with you is like the bare surface. And I realize like a lot of people, they're like, oh, wow, what does that mean? What is this? So I want to package that and just give it away for free, like so we can educate each other on the home buying process, on
Okay.
finance process, how you list a home, what resources can you tap into, all those different things. But aside from that, when agents reach out to me, I mean, I give the game away. Like I'm not one of those
Okay.
people that holds everything as a secret. Like I'm like, this is who I use for marketing. This is, I'll make the introduction on email. Like agents in here will tell you, like I give the game away.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my mind, it's like I wish there was somebody I could go to. So
Right.
an abundance of business out there. I'm not hurting for anything. It's not gonna take anything away from me to let you know how to do something. And then outside of that, once I get this broker's license, the overall plan is to separate from the brokers that I'm in, and then pick up agents underneath us and
Y'all
formalize it.
making real power moves. Y'all over there making chess moves over there. You and your wife sitting in the bed every night thinking about more power moves that y'all can make. When I say I asked to be adopted before, I'm seriously about to pack my bag and come out there and just be in front of the house. Look, I'm here. I'm here for the dream team. Where do I sign? I'm ready to be part of the Lancaster Realty Group.
It's
So
only
what
but
is
so many hours in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't do it all. You know what I mean?
right?
We got to give that to somebody else. Like we said that as soon as I got back, the business is going crazy. I'm like running here, she's running here, so we could employ other agents to do those types of things, and they will gain a lot of knowledge and benefit from that under our tutelage.
Your wife told me to come on down. I told her last year y'all was supposed to adopt me. Y'all didn't take
Hey,
me, but I
on
guess y'all
down,
didn't take me serious.
I give you the real tour of Atlanta that you need.
Well, I would not be touring Atlanta with the COVID cases at where they're at. I would be in the car with the window up, so we can if we can see from the window, that's fine. I'll wave, but please
Yes.
don't roll the window down because it's
When
definitely
COVID,
airborne out
get
there.
your chairs. When
Y'all
COVID,
out there acting well, not y'all, but they out there acting crazy.
uh,
So, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Because 10 years is a lot closer than like your legacy. It's 10 years from now, because we're gonna pass the brokerage test, right?
yeah, for sure.
We
That's
passing that, right? That's in the
I'm
bag.
not wasting no time. Like that's
Right. We're recruiting the other agents. We're expanding the company. 10 years from now, we got to even equate the children being
yeah.
older.
So they're gonna be older. They're gonna be in somebody private school. Bougie. Uh,
I be like bougie.
somebody private school. But the biggest thing is, so I wanna make sure that they are um, financially set up. So
Okay.
by that point, multiple houses that are being rented. The investment portfolio is bigger and cash flowing to the point where we're comfortable not having to just get up and go anywhere if we don't want
Mm.
to. I'll be retired definitely from the military in the next 2 years. So
Okay.
um, at that point, it's freedom. Like I can do anything. I'm still getting a paycheck just for staying alive, and free Latanya completely from corporate.
Mm.
and we're gonna be rocking and rolling all real estate.
A
Um,
small
yeah, please.
option.
Yeah,
Adopt
that's gonna
Simone.
happen. So we want to open an event space out here. That's
Oh,
another
okay, that'll be
thing
dope.
too. And a restaurant is in the near future as well. We want to do
Oh,
that.
y'all opening businesses.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what,
okay.
like there's multiple things going on, and yeah, that's it.
So I always ask everybody to leave a gem. You left a lot, but I want you to leave one more on the walk away
Yeah,
before we end this live. Leave a gem for everybody that's watching
I
this live right now.
I got three. I wrote
Oh,
it down
I
for
mean, all
you.
right, give me all three. Give me all three.
All right, so time, right? We talked about time. So time is your most valuable asset in the world. So be very intentional with how you spend your time, who you choose to spend your time with. Um, Promise yourself to be more intentional about it. So no matter how much money you ever make in life, you cannot buy time.
Mm-hmm.
None of us know how much time we have left. So that's how valuable it is. Make sure when you spend it, be intentional. So I appreciate you spending time tonight with
I
me.
appreciate you giving me the time. I really do, because we set this up a long time ago.
Yeah, I was
And
in
you're a
this.
man of your word. And you're a
Yeah,
man of your word. So that's
hey,
always good to be a man of your
thank you.
word.
And then legacy. You got to play this for the long game. So it's not anything that you see me do is not about us. It's not about what we got going on in this house. It's really like our kids that we thinking about when we making these moves and all of that. Like what our grandkids gonna take care, what our great grandkids gonna do. So I think when you make moves like that, you'll have a lot more weight behind your actions. Um, so if you think long goals, long term, I think that's the best route to go when you make any type of decision in life or in business. Um, and the last thing I want to leave you with is to go out and vote.
Oh,
Go,
yes. Please, please,
um, please.
please go out and
People,
vote.
you gotta think people were beaten and killed for the right to vote, right? And I'm not preaching to the choir, but why would somebody beat you and kill you over something that's not worth it, right?
Right.
It has to be valuable. So go exercise that right. Don't let somebody trick you into thinking your vote don't matter.
It
Um,
definitely does. I will be outside for 100 hours.
yo,
I
do
did
it.
get the absentee ballot because I didn't know what was happening.
Nah,
I really wish I would have went early. I really wish I would have did the early vote in, but I heard that line was like around the corner and back again. Everybody was out there. It seemed so crazy. We can't be in a crowd, but we could be in a crowd to vote. We could be in a crowd to march. COVID is real. The numbers is real. The
yeah,
deaths really happen, but it's definitely a situation. But I want to thank you. You know what I mean? You always cousin Curtis to me. I
yeah,
thank you and I appreciate you. You know, I'm super duper proud of everything that you're doing and the moves that you and your wife are making.
yeah,
Beautiful kids, beautiful home, beautiful family. Definitely like life goals. Curtis is definitely life goals right now. When I look
nah,
at his page, I'm like, life goals. Like Curtis is living my life. Curtis, you out there living with the nuclear family, with the two kids, with the picket fence. Come on now.
yo, we didn't plan this. Like this is a blessing. Like I definitely didn't think it was gonna be like this. If you'd have asked Latanya back when I was 18, when I met her, that me and her was gonna be married, she'd tell you I'm crazy. I was
Well,
crazy.
God don't
But
play about y'all.
you know who I am.
Curtis, you have always been a ball of fun. You know what I'm saying? So to see you be so serious about your business, you serious about your money, you serious about your family. So you know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, and when it's time to get to business. And that's a very important thing. When to turn it on and turn it off, because a lot of people don't have a lot of personality. And the fact that you're selling homes, I can only imagine what some of your sales be like and how comfortable your clients are with you and how they can't wait to refer you to the next person, because it's definitely a whole selling experience because you're a good dude. And when you're a good dude, you got good vibes, people vibe with you and they definitely want to buy a home even if they you know what I mean, want to get something from you and refer you to everybody. But like, yo, he's such a good dude. I gotta get something. We gotta close on something.
Thank
So
you.
I want to say thank you again for coming. I definitely appreciate it. I will be out there sooner than later. Hopefully when these cases get better. You know,
Yeah,
I'll come out there and take a trip to Atlanta and see where I'm gonna be living at for the remaining of my life in a home
Hey,
with you
we'll
and your
get
wife.
it set up for you, Levi, and the little one.
Gray,
You know what
me
I'm
and Gray,
saying?
all three of us gonna be sitting right there.
Yeah, let's do it. We got a
I know
spot
my
here for
boyfriend
you
sitting
to
up here talking
live
about she
until you
moving
find
to
a job.
Atlanta. I'm moving to Atlanta. I'm telling him right now I'm out. I'm leaving you. I'm moving to Atlanta. They adopted me. We don't know if we got enough room for you. I'm sorry.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
And
you
good
for
night,
having me.
okay?
Appreciate it. Go get you that wine.
Yes, please go get the wine and go vote. Please go vote this Tuesday. Go vote.
All right. I see you.
Bye.